Good evening out there. This the Vulcan salute. I was never really a Trekkie, but as far as the Arcturians are concerned, they're telling me that this is actually something that they have communicated and sort of put in as a clue to what was coming in our culture. And in this channeling with the Arcturian Council, I'll try to bring through a message that they have been communicating to me, which I feel is rather complex, but it has something to do about UFOs and what these entities, these alien entities communicating with us, actually are, and how they will appear. So let's try to hear what the Arcturians have to say, and I myself look very much forward to hearing what this is about. Sweet beloved human beings, creators and creations, we are the ninth dimensional Arcturian Council, and we are most pleased to greet you on this day of your time. The message we will transmit to you this day concerns what you may understand as first contact, or simply the increasing interaction and communication, dialogue, and energetic exchange taking place between our two collective consciousnesses. And for you, that is also explicitly then taking place on the level of individual consciousness, as this is the level at which we are communicating to you now, coming through an individual and talking to individuals. We greet all of you and extend our love and endless support in this endeavor of your incarnate experience. We are so happy that so many of you, despite these trying times, are turning your attention towards the light and these wonderful opportunities that these changing times hold for you to communicate with what is true within you. You see, the UFOs, which was for a long time considered a conspiracy phenomenon, has now been known as something observable, as a phenomenon that is yet to be explained fully within the scientific and rational parameters of common culture. But most people will recognize that these phenomena are indeed true and observable, and also that certain authorities have released footage of unidentified flying objects, which confirms the existence of these. Now, what are these, you ask? For the longest time, we and other members of the Galactic Alliance, we the seed parents, your forebearers, in the experiment of this galaxy's conscious beings. We have told you that UFOs were the spaceships with which we traveled to your world. And this is in a sense true. But notice, for those of you who are also becoming astrally adept, that you yourself travel in a type of geometric light bodies, ships, the Merkaba, residing in your heart through the astral planes. And as much do we. It is no coincidence, of course, and we realize the strangeness of using this word in this context, because it is no coincidence that the sightings of UFOs are very much connected to the personal experience of synchronicity, or that is to say, meaningful or almost fated coincidence experienced in an individual's life. That is because UFOs are much more related to mind, or that is to say, malleable, interpreted experience, than to actual physical reality. Any race advanced enough to bend space around them, to pass between larger astral bodies, such as inhabited planets in different star systems, such a race would be very able to bend time space and perception of other species around it to a degree where it would control and be able to pass in and out of registration, depending on how it wished to be seen and how it wished to be perceived, changing shape, sizes, appearing with different lights, then disappearing and reappearing again as it wishes to. That is to say, these are more signals that convey certain impressions upon the human mind, and these were made for you to understand that the possibility of other conscious entities coming into contact with you was just around the corner. Because what is happening now is, as you may certainly have heard if you are into the communications from the other realms, what is happening now is that the timelines are shifting. And so in these more positive timelines on which you find yourself, if you are hearing this message and if you are interacting with our energy, on these positive timelines, you will see much more of the alien energy or higher vibrational energy being able to phase into your reality, not only as starships, but also as conscious energies, as energies of change and perception and expression in many human individuals, particularly in those individuals of your younger ages. That is to say, teenagers and even younger who have been isolated in this period have on a soul level already volunteered to incorporate many of these energies, and this period of forced introspection or isolation have, for many of these individuals, young as they may be, allowed for a certain altering of their genetic structure, which makes them more Arcturian or Pleiadian, or more in accordance with the hybrid program. Understand this, that the hybrid program is phasing into your reality more than you are approaching the hybrid program. And this is what the entities you know as the Asasani have been talking about, is that you attract the reality by focusing on it, by changing it. You need it to enter a timeline where the vibration of everything in your experience had become so high that you began to interact with these energies, that you began to actually experience them in your life, and continue down this path, then you will see within, we would say, a few years to a decade, depending on where you are, you will even be able to experience that beings would phase into your experience directly and manifest physically, not only as astral outlines or energetic consciousnesses, but actual physical manifestations. But understand that why would we land our spaceships? Seems a very 20th century type of metaphor for the first contact that would appear. Instead, realize now that energies are harmonizing, genomes are intertwining, things are being created within you, within your creation, and with the help of external forces becoming more and more manifest, we, the Arcturian Council, members of the Galactic Council of Light, members of the Galactic Alliance, seed fathers to the Pleiadians, seed fathers to you, these wonderful beings, these humans are becoming what we hoped for them that they would become. And so we hope that our wish to interact and intertwine our creative, hoping, loving energies with your beautiful hearts, with your understanding, with your integration of both what is difficult and what is dark in this universe, but also with the unfolding of greater and greater light within the human potential and within the manifestation of the human species as a species that will discover itself to be able to hold more consciousness than any other species has held in this sense that you do. These communications are difficult, but we are talking about what we are referring to as light codes. The higher realms, the angelic realms, are spinning certain new codes. They are writing the cosmos into existence, and every one of the conscious races throughout the universe contribute to this project. They volunteer in service of the highest light of wondrous creation. And with this, you will reveal the joy that is rewarded to everyone who enters into the deeper mysteries of being. We leave you again with this communication that we hope has reached you in utmost love, understanding, comfort, and forgiveness. Have trust in your truth and in your ability to find, with your connection to others from a sincere standpoint, solutions to the greatest of your problems. We are the ninth dimensional Arcturian Council, and we have very much enjoyed interacting with you. Peace and love to you on this day of your time, sweet humans. The Arcturians, gotta love him.